Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is a guest video double feature from Gundam Maniac, who has done the Gundam Mark III in the colors of the L-Gaim Mark I. It's a pretty good likeness, I'd say. Backpack's very similar, and words. The shield's also extremely similar. I still haven't watched all of L-Gaim. For one thing, it's not officially available in English or in North America at this point. It is the only series Tomino did in the 80s, which is not available in official release in the US. Because, yeah, I have pretty much everything he did that decade on Blu-ray, except ironically the Gundam series. I don't have First Gundam on Blu-ray yet. I still have my old 2002 DVDs. I don't have Zeta on Blu-ray or Double Zeta yet, nor Char's Counterattack. Yeah, I don't have any of the 80s Tomino Gundam on Blu-ray. Gotta have to remedy that at some point, methinks. But yeah, and I don't know why I've been hooked on methinks lately. Haven't thought of that word in 20 years, but which is probably, only about a tenth of the time when it was since anybody actually used it regularly. But anyway, yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of L-Gaim, and of course that's the collaboration with Mamoru Nagano, which led both to Sunrise kind of overruling Tomino on having Nagano do most of the design work for Zeta Gundam, and also led to the 5-star stories, which kind of shares an awful lot of story DNA with L-Gaim. But, yeah. Also, there's a really nice in-action offshoot figure of the L-Gaim Mark I. Offshoot was the precursor to Robot Spirits. The Code Geass figures were very, very different from what the MS in Action, stuff was at the time, and the Robot Spirits in general kind of follows that design philosophy more than MSIA proper. And of course, things change over, a couple of decades, which is about how long Robot Spirits has been running now. Oh god, I'm old. So yeah, just, but yeah, back to something resembling a point, Robot Spirits L-Gaim Mark I, really nice figure. It's got that same kind of pearlescent white finish that the one release of Burning Gundam and Funsaiki did in the deluxe figure and vehicle sets here in the U.S. That's a really nice looking color. But let's see. Yeah, and of course the Mark III's beam rifle does pierce. So, Maniac managed to tag that one person and this Ribawu at the same time. And, let's see. Yeah, the shoulder cannons I don't think pierce, but they can, I believe, stun if both hit, so... Or can they? I think it might take multiple shoulder cannon hits to stun, but it does ready very quickly, so that is a possibility. Let's see. Now they both tackled each other. Maniac is counting on his... was counting on his beam rifle to stun the person before they could do too much damage. And if he'd gotten enough boost back to tackle, he might have been able to follow up and do some really good damage to that. But yeah, just the boost gauge was not quite with him there. 64.35 to 76.78 at 3 minutes 55 seconds. And that's not bad, especially if that bomb goes off. As usual, I'd rather have a cohesive team in one place than a potential bomb going off at this stage of the game, but that's nearly always true, honestly. See, I think he just killed a Zeta plus C1. The colors are right, and he had a disadvantage, which would make it a sport, so... And, let's see, I think that was that's the Gune Yagd Doga. That's the one I don't have yet, so looking forward to getting a hold of it eventually. But, yeah, see, but he can do a lot of good damage to that. It managed to boost just out of his melee range. And there's that, and good. Okay, it managed to dodge out of the way. I thought that was going to connect. But yeah, so they're managing to build up a lead between the bomb and the rest of the team fighting their way through. So that's not bad. Good kill shot there. Looks like the pilot bailed out of that Doga, but I think somebody just funneled them. Yep. I think that's a... is that a Sosby? No, I bet it's a Vargil. Yeah, that's a Vargil. I keep forgetting. Yeah, I like the Vargil design overall, and I understand why aesthetically they put the propellant tanks on the funnel racks. It's one, to differentiate it from the Sosby, and two, so they look kind of like wings. But also, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I feel like the propellant tanks would be attached to the backpack, since the propellant's going to need to go from the backpack, from the tank to the backpack where it's actually going to be used. So yeah, it's just one of those things, like looking at a picture that seems slightly wrong to you. It's that kind of thing. Well, even if I like the overall design, but yeah, that's just one of those things that every time I look at, it's like something's not right here. Good tackle, good read, and I'm amazed that didn't kill, but that did. So there you go. Let's see, Maniac's got 2,500 health left on this life, but that's okay, because they've got a pretty solid lead now, 15,000 to 9,200 with 95 seconds or so left. And yeah, Maniac managed to bait this C1 off the roof, which means he should be able to do really good damage to it. Not quite enough to kill, but the second it tries to take a shot at him, he will have it. Okay, good dodge. If I tried that, that would have just gone right through my dodge and killed me. But yeah, they're basically the first person to bullseye the other is gonna win. Yep. Okay, the C1 tried the old jumping trick. Even I haven't done that in a while, but that can, as you can see, that can work really well. Just it's one of those things of it can either backfire if the person thinks you're going to do it, or it can go beautifully if they don't. Same thing with boosting backwards when someone tries to come in on you to melee and doing a downswing in the middle of that boost. If they're not ready for it, if they're not ready to tackle, you can do so much damage. And if they are ready to tackle, well, you can take so much damage. But 35 seconds left, and still about a 6,000 point lead. That's not bad. Somebody there is very near death, but I think somebody else on Maniac's team just got them, so maybe he can get some damage in over here. Oops. Tagged the Vargil on his team, which I think probably stunned. Sadly, the piercing did not pierce anything useful either, so yeah. Okay, that is a double Zeta. I'm betting an enhanced one. But good damage between the two of them. They took that from basically 100 to 0% like immediately. So yeah, that was a good round. And we're going to see another one in a second after we take a look at the stats. It really does look like L-Gaim's shield. Okay, the Vargil managed to come in top of basically everything, but Maniac got 65,000 damage, and 4 kills, 3 deaths. Not bad at all. So let's take a look at the next round. And we're back with more L-Gaim, this time in the Ruined City. So looks like Maniac did a pretty good job of getting that pearlescent finish now that I look at it, because it was kind of harder to tell in the more what's the word, garish sunlight of the supply depot. But here in the Ruined City, where light catches a little differently, I think it has that look a little bit. Regardless, not much else to say yet. Looks like Maniac's team is a Zeta Gundam, a Zeta Plus C1, a Z Zulu, and a Z2, I think. I think it's a Z2, might be something else whose name I am forgetting, or whose portrait I don't particularly know correctly yet. But enemy Zeta Gundam is beating him up pretty hard, but okay, and the enemy Hambrabi knows how to exploit an opening too. So let's see, yeah. But as you can see, since Maniac got knocked down by an ally, his iframes were only about 2 seconds. So that's something to keep in mind when when either you or an enemy get knocked down by one of their allies. It's if you remember that and the other person doesn't, you can do some good stuff. Yeah, Maniac tackled so as not to interrupt the Z Zulu's attacks. Managed to get some good damage in on that That whatever that is. What is that? I should know. I don't. Well, we're about to find out because it killed him, so I will get to actually see what that is, and I will probably feel like an idiot. Super Gundam. Wait, okay, no, it wasn't the thing that hit him that killed him. It was the Super Gundam from from across the map. So I think that was a Jesta though that was attacking him because it seemed like it had the shoulder shield. I may be wrong, but it seems right. Let's see, and they managed to take him out. But if they decide to stop here and try and take the point, it's going to cost them at least one mobile suit. So, at least hopefully so. Okay, yep, got the mobile suit. Looks like somebody may have knocked over... somebody, I think, killed the enemy pilot, so they have kept the point, and they are ready to hopefully group up and make a counterattack, because they're about 2,000 points down at the moment. I think that's a Freak Schneid, because I think it just threw a couple of knives at Maniac's face. Let's see. Yeah, pretty sure that's a Schneid. Yep. Sometimes it's hard to tell from a distance, and man, when it's when it seems prudent to have strangers up in my face again, I will support fire always. I will have to get some new glasses. I'm just waiting for that to be a thing that could not potentially make me very sick. So eventually it'll happen, I'm sure, but 5 minutes left, and 3450 to 6300, so about 3,000 points behind. That is still, still winnable, as you've seen before, especially at 600, where, with enough support, with enough supports, or assists, rather, that's the word, assists, you can make, a good amount per kill. So, see, there's the Humvee stopped and pretty heavily damaged. Mark III got back out of shotgun range. That's good. Let's see. Missed the Schneid a little bit. They are fast. So, let's see. And beams. Okay, good roll by the Schneid. Good shotgun by the Schneid. Yeah, this is... I'd say this is probably someone who Schneids a lot, because they're doing a really good job with that. But they did finally get brought down by enough of Maniac's team. Okay, I'm not sure how that Super Gundam had time to counter, but there it is. Not going to have time to do much of anything else, though, because, Z-Zulu doing a lot of damage. And there's a counter that almost feels like it shouldn't have worked, but it did, and the Zeta's down. So yeah, comeback achieved. It is now 7,900 to 7,100, so... And, yeah, a couple of Maniac's teammates are a little bit low on health, and it looks like the Zeta is trying to repair just for starts. But, yeah, don't get too close there. He's looking to see if there's support fire happening. I don't think the Mark III has any zoom, which is a shame, just because, being able to check on things like that is good. And nobody on Maniac's team has any kind of Psychomu weapon, so they can't lock onto the pilots. Okay, whatever that is, it's a raid. Probably that Humvee again, then. And, yeah, Maniac's going to try and get around behind it. It is the Humvee. It's flying up. I was going to say, Mark III has pretty good jumping skills. He might have been able to jump up on the bridge after it, but good thing he didn't, because he got some really good damage in against the Super Gundam. Well, don't know about good damage, but some good piercing shots. So, it's not... Man... brain is just not still. It wasn't bad damage, it wasn't tremendous, but yeah, it's always fun to get the piercing shots. It's like one of my favorite things, honestly, just to, beam through 2 or 3 things at once. It's fun. Good downswing there, and cannons, and upswing, and yep. Now, Maniac has a problem, though, that being that everyone else on his team is dead. And we all know what that means, which is, here comes the whole enemy team. Yeah. And it looks like they're going to need to stage another comeback in the last 2 minutes, because the enemy team managed to turn it around again. It's kind of a thing that happens when you just get to trading wipes. You'll trade the lead back and forth a lot. Also, it looks like 2 out of 3 people, or 3 out of 5 people, excuse me, on Maniac's team are back there in the corner trying to prevent a base bomb, which, is not a bad idea, but kind of leaves the rest of the team out in the cold. Might be, Maniacs trying to preserve their checkpoints just so they can keep spawning out there if they need to. But yeah, it's kind of, if somebody did try to base bomb, it made for a good distraction, that's for sure. But the team is all here. The team is at full health, so ultimately, with a minute and 15 left, they're in a good position to take it back, especially since they have gotten up to 97-60. So yeah, a couple of good kills, they will have that lead. Let's see, good shot from Maniac, got around the Zeta so they could make the kill and got some damage in. And let's see, yeah, press the attack is the right option. When you're only 1,000 points down with 50 seconds to go, you press the attack. Absolutely. Just fight everything in your path as hard as you can. Like that Super Gundam, which is also dead. And yeah, it looks like they're going to get this because it's close so far. But, oops, didn't quite get out of the way. But yeah, keep fighting because, yeah, just got to get the lead and keep the lead with 20-some seconds to go. So yeah, anything you can do, do. See, oh, it's the Rigazi Custom. Of course it is. Sometimes those portraits really are hard to read, but see, that is an assist, and they are now about 1,300 points ahead, which, not the world, but it's enough. If number one can keep themselves alive, and I'm not even sure where they are, honestly, they have definitely got this. Good downswing, and stunned the Super Gundam, and I think number one lived? If so, they've definitely got it. They've got it. So yeah, that does make for a good L-Gaim. Let's see. The Rigazi Custom was doing really good work. 1 and 3 and 55,000. So, thank you many for the rounds, Maniac. I much appreciate it. And that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later. I'll tell you, one of the most annoying things about the power outage, besides just the power outage in general, is the fact that that the only things I could really do with my time were the only things I had charged were my Switch and my 2DS, and new 2DS, new 2DS XL. Come on, brain, just get through the sentence. And playing either of those for too long makes my arm hurt and or go numb. So yeah, not my best choice.